Greetings everyone, it's me again, Ashkova from Bloodman Pictures, and welcome back to another monthly vlog. Wow, this month has been a lot for me. Like, first of all, I played Hiveswap, and to be honest, that was an adventure. That was amazing. I loved Hiveswap, and what else to say about it? I mean, I can't wait for the next act to come out, and sure, on other games it kind of took about a month or two, maybe 3, but a lot of you people are afraid that like something like the Gigapause will happen again because it's Andrew Hossie, but let's see about that for the future. Personally, I wanted to not have something in my eye while I record the video, if that's okay. Personally, I wanted to address a few things in Hiveswap as well. Like, for example, I've seen a lot of fans discussing that Damek is a total douchebag and everyone's hating him, and others are protecting him, picturing him as, like, we haven't seen enough, which personally, I think we haven't seen enough of Damek to actually see how his relationship with Xevros really is, because of, like, well, we only saw a few things in his hive, and to be honest, from his hive, with all the pictures of Xevros and, like, pictures of on the posters of Xevros and him and everything, I personally think that Joey is getting a relationship from an alien species with totally different culture, totally wrong, and that Xevros is like a Tavros type, which is fairly obvious to everyone who read Homestuck, and Damek may be, from all I have seen through now, kinda like, it seems to me like he's a Vriska type. Like, not that he's an asshole and pushes Xevros and everything, but that he wants to actually toughen Xevros because of, like, obvious reasons. Alternia isn't a nice place and he has to toughen up in order to survive and not be squished by his balcony and everything. So troll culture works totally different there, and Joey Claire doesn't really notice that. And also, she kind of I have kind of the theory that she that she projects, like, the issues with her father on Damek, because Damek and her father have a few similarities in her eyes. So, yeah, that's that thing. But anyway, I do accept every thing you want to think and your theories and everything. I'm not saying that it is that way, it's just my perspective of things. And yeah, that's about Hiveswap. I can't wait for the next episode to come out and play the frick out of that. And honestly, I played Hiveswap 3 times through already. Just because I was curious at everything, and I still keep finding new things. Like, just little things, flavor text and everything. But besides that, Hiveswap really meant more to me than I expected when I first started it. And I expected it to mean a lot to me anyway. But now it feels like a bit more, like I can truly identify that content of like that type of content with the channel. Even though I was extremely insecure when I first did the few episodes. I was like, I'm not sure, should I do it this way or that way, and I'm not sure about it and everything, and should I really include facecam, or should I make the episodes longer and not include facecam? But in the end, it really turned out great, and I'm really proud of my videos in that regard. I mean, sure, I made a few hiccups here and there, and I'm not perfect in reading things. I'm very very often slip on my own tongue. Well, that's just me. I will maybe get better at that. I may not get better at that because I always had a problem with reading and loud, I guess. Yeah. But besides that, I also wanted to talk about our only one episode long for now series, Diaries of the Alternian, or of an Alternian. Sorry. Regal's story will be continued, definitely, but we wanted to wait for Hiveswap to actually gain more input, more insight on the Alternian culture, because Regal's story plays after the events of Hiveswap, but prior to the events of Homestuck. Like, yeah. So that's that, and I wanted to really wait for Hiveswap to give more input about how Alternia works before I continue writing the script of the story of Regal. The story is already set up. I know where it ends. I know the general direction I want to go with the story, but the details are the devil in the thing. And I hope that you guys know what I mean, because it's actually a German saying, but yeah. So don't worry, Diaries of an Alternian will continue, definitely. That's one of my heartfelt projects on the channel, one of my most heartfelt projects, and I'm sad that I can't like put out an episode every week, but that's just our physical limitations at the moment, which gives a nice bridge to the next topic I wanted to talk about. The entire last month was not only great in many ways, not only Hiveswap and a lot of personal things, and the Markiplier tour coming up, which me and Evelyn will actually be visiting. But the thing is, there was also a lot of negative stress for me personally in my personal life. Don't worry, I'm totally fine. I'm totally okay. It was just, at some point in this month, I actually had, to be honest, some kind of mental breakdown, just because it was so much that my head had to comprehend. All the positive and negative stuff just clashed in my head and made me just blue screen inside of my head. And thanks to Evelyn, I overcame that. Very good, and I went out of that stronger. I wish to believe, at least. So sure, most of the stress I had isn't actually any like better, I guess, because some of the things are still very in front of me. Like my friend, for example, I'm very worried about David Mills, who is in one of the danger, or was in one of, no, by now it should be the danger zones of the hurricanes. So I hope he's okay, and a lot of other personal things and real life things that I wish I hadn't to deal with, but it's just what real life's like, I guess. It's being mauled by politics and mauled by authorities and everything, just for the sake of making the life more complicated in my views. But it's whatever. It's life. It's dealable. It's nothing that others don't experience. So I will get through that. That's totally okay. That's totally fine. It's whatever, as I said. So I just wanted you to know that if you experienced any kind of lack of something in my videos this month, it's probably because I had a kind of stressful month, like emotionally and real life-ly. Whatever. Anyway, we're also oh damn it, we're also working on a few other projects which I won't say what it is right now. But one of the project is really heartfelt, just as much, if not even more, than Diaries of an Alternian. And I can't say that much, it won't be a specific video in that regard. It won't be a specific video, that specific project. It's something else, and you might see videos about the project on the channel as soon as the project is far enough to be shown to the open world. But I don't want to talk too much about the project, even though I'm so hyped I want to tell you all about it right now. But that's just me being giddy about this project. On other note, we also, of course, are closing in on Halloween, and I'm all giddy for that. Like, obviously, Halloween is like my favorite holiday, I guess. Yeah, I could validate it as one of my, at least one of my favorites, if not the favorite. But Christmas is a close second, just because of the whole family feeling of Christmas. But Halloween is first, and Halloween is in a month, and I'm still kind of baffled. Okay, what am I doing this year? Will I actually go around with Evelyn? Or will I just be at home, be the grown-up guy and give all the children the candy they deserve? Or will I be just, I don't know, partying with friends? I have no idea what I'm doing yet, but I have a few ideas for Halloween specifical. But of course, as everywhere, we have a great get-together of the Moonlight Beasts, all the members of all the members of the family that Blood Moon Pictures represents, basically, which is another thing I wanted to talk about. Blood Moon Pictures, as you all know, is a group project of me and my closest friends. But what I also wanted to tell you is that these friends of mine that I that have like on the channel the last name Moonlight Beast, like me, Evelyn, Mim Alexi you have seen, and Regal in that one video, we are all like a very close family to each other, for another. Like, I personally think it goes beyond friendship, because I have friends beyond that bond. But for me, it's a really close family, and for all of us it is. So we also share this family bond in some kind of LARP fashion. It's not really how you would describe LARP. It's kind of different, but in that LARP universe that is based off the real world and based out of real events and everything. I just bumped my finger. Let's say everything that happens in real world also happens in the LARP universe. And in that universe, we are a family, and we are what we try to represent on the channel. Weird teenager vampires that just have an everyday teenager life, more or less. And while we have a few little LARP adventures like you would see in Dungeons and Dragons or other pen and paper things. And we also theme our, as you may have noticed, our in-game worlds that way. Like, for example, our Minecraft universe is us, Moonlight Beast, having a castle together and living there like a big happy family. While we also have to fight against the big evil monsters in that world or whatever. We have other adventures, which is another project that I want to talk about, actually, that we have an upcoming Minecraft project, and I have no idea when that will be fully out and fully fledged and everything. But we're currently working on it, and it will be like a let's play of a custom-made MMORPG with Minecraft and the mod of custom NPCs. And it will be partly roleplay and partly let's play. It's really hard to describe what I mean, but we will actually be inside the world and act as we were inside the world about that project, and we'll have a story and everything. So that's something to look forward for. And yeah, that's like, I just wanted to shout it out there that that's a project of ours, and there in that project, of course, will be hints to all our fandoms and everything, like small Easter eggs and stuff. But also in that regard, I want to kind of include you guys in some regard, but I have no idea how I want to do that yet, because we're running that server over my personal computer, so I won't be able to host it online. It's a VIP only thing for the moment. It will be at least for the next year. So I have no idea how I could include you guys, but I will let you know if I found a way, and if I never say anything about it again, then I most likely haven't found a way. So besides all of that, that's really everything I wanted to talk to you about. And to everyone out there who's, Escobar, you are telling them too much about our personal lives. I didn't actually. But because the LARP thing is actually a thing I want, that's like one of my most heartfelt projects, because it has a deep history in my life and has a really high importance in my life, because there are things here and there that the LARP we make is based on that really connect to the deepest core of my soul. And that's why that's one of the most important things in my day-to-day life. So yeah, and I always wanted to, because of personal reasons, to make it kind of a public thing, like not as in like everyone's part of it or anything, but more of like that we record shows or write books, write stories, make YouTube videos out of that scheme or whatever, to show it to you guys, to like bring you the world closer, as like someone would make a TV show. Like, for example, I know, I don't find an example for a moment, let me think for a second. Like George Martin made Game of Thrones and actually was totally happy when they said they make it into a TV show. Kind of that way. But maybe a more personal bond with actual real life stuff, but it's complicated to explain. It's only, I want to bring it closer to like the public, as in like our mark in the world, because that's our mark in the world. That LARP fashion is supposed to also not only entertain you guys in a fun way, but also is supposed to bring awareness to helping the world, to make the world a better place. And doing that over that, like, for example, if we ever get that far, sell merchandise and 50% goes to charity and stuff like that. But that's all in the clouds just yet, and I'm already talking for a very long time, longer than I expected and wanted to, and I think my food is burning, but that's only a sign for me to make it short. So that's all I wanted to say, and I really wanted to say that, and it's really something that I care about. Everything I said today, really. So yeah, that's it for this month, and I'm really thankful to every single one of you subscribers and viewers and likers and commenters. So you just make the entire YouTube endeavor, all the little stress bits, you make it really worth it. As long as a video gets 1 or 2 or 3 videos, I say that video was worth making me like rage about the camera crapping up or something. So yeah, I sincerely love every single one of you guys, and we will see each other in the next video. Cheerio!